Is this me getting dry socket? Am I getting dry socket?
Here, what noise do potatoes make?
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. My name is Cassandra and this is where I talk about my life experiences and lessons learned to try and help other people who might be in similar situations. If that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. So this video, I guess, is gonna be kind of like a vlog, I think. I say that because I don't generally watch vlogs. It's not the kind of content that I usually watch, so I don't have much to compare it to, but I think it's a vlog in the sense of like literally a video log, because I'm gonna have all my wisdom teeth taken out, all 4 wisdom teeth. Today is Sunday and that is happening on Tuesday, and I'm just recording this part of the video today because then tomorrow I need to do a bunch of preparation and stuff for it, and I'm probably not going to have time. And given then that this is just documenting what's happening as it happens, I don't really know what the content's going to be. We'll see as it pans out. So I guess that's what a vlog is, right? Just documenting things as they happen, no particular direction. So yeah, I need to have all of my wisdom teeth taken out, and this is the very first procedure in the start of my jaw surgery journey. So if you don't already know, I need to have corrective jaw surgery because of stuff that's apparently wrong with my face. Go watch this video to find out more about that. And it's not definitely confirmed yet, but from all the consultations that I've had so far and all the research that I've done, I'm estimating that if everything goes well, I'll probably need around 8 different procedures and treatments, and I'm budgeting about 5 years for the whole thing. So it's a long time, it's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen, and to be honest, since I only even found out that I need to have corrective jaw surgery 6 to 8 weeks ago, not that long ago, but because I have ADHD, I have no concept of time. I'm very impatient and I hyper-focus on things like research. So for me, it seems like it's been a very, very long time already, and I'm honestly just excited to get started, because the sooner you start, the sooner you can finish, right? So I'm just gonna go and have it done under local anaesthetic. At first, I didn't realise how involved it was, so I was like, yeah, sure, take them all out, great, let's do it. And then I was doing more research into it and stuff, and hearing things about it, and it seems to go either way, either it is super simple and straightforward, not much of an issue, or it's like a horror show and they don't come out straight away, or you get infections or dry socket and stuff like that. I'm a generally anxious person, I tend to worry about things, but for this, I don't know, I'm not worried right now. As I say, it's not until another 2 days, and I've got ADHD, so with the concept of time and delayed consequences, maybe it's just not sunk into my head yet that it could be an issue, but I'm not too worried about it. What's going to happen is going to happen, do you know what I mean? I'm just going to prepare as much as possible and try and do all the right aftercare and stuff like that. But I'm feeling okay about it right now. And I've been watching a lot of stuff as well about, what the procedure itself will be like, but then especially the healing process and what I can eat and how to care for stuff. And what I find the most frustrating is that there's a lot of advice on what you should and shouldn't do, but there's barely any mention of timelines. So I'm like, okay, I know I need to eat soft foods. For how long? Until when? When can I, start eating non-soft foods again? Because dry socket is apparently really, really bad, and that happens when you dislodge the clots. So obviously I want to be really careful not to dislodge the clots to try and, promote healing as best as possible. But if I don't know how long I'm supposed to be that careful for, do you know what I mean? I don't want to risk it, but how long can you live like that? And then I think it takes 6 to 8 weeks for the bone to reform as well. So I'm surely I don't need to do that for 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know. If y'all know in the comments below how long I'm supposed to do this shit for and live an altered life. No, that sounds a bit dramatic. Do you know what I mean? Alter my routines and shit like that. If you know how long I'm supposed to keep that up for, let me know in the comments. Although, let's be honest, by the time I post this video, maybe it's going to be too late already. I don't know, but maybe for the other people watching, it could be helpful for them. Let me know your experience as well. If you've had your wisdom teeth removed, how were you feeling about it before? How did that go? Did it go as you expected? What was the healing process like? How long did you have to adjust? your diet. I'm gonna head off now on this part. See you in a bit. Hey, so today's the day. I'm getting all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed at once. I'm currently at my partner's house because with the anaesthesia, it's just local anaesthesia, you're not supposed to be alone for a day afterwards. So I came to my partner's house yesterday, got a bunch of soft foods that I can eat while I recover. So things like protein shakes, protein yogurts, Greek yogurt, soup, baby food, pasta sauce, hummus. So quite the selection. And yeah, just had my final solid meal before the procedure. I don't even normally have breakfast, but since I'm not going to be able to eat for a few hours after the procedure until the numbness wears off, had some breakfast, just brushed my teeth again for the second time so that it's all nice for the surgeons. And also I think I'm also not going to be able to brush my teeth for a little while after the procedure as well. So for someone who's normally quite anxious, I'm feeling actually pretty okay about it. Maybe a little bit apprehensive just to see how it goes, how much I'm going to be able to actually see happening, and then what recovery information they specifically give me, because I've read and I've seen a lot of stuff just from online and things like that, but I think every place is different, and I haven't seen a lot about like for how long you're not supposed to be able to do a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready and go, and I will see you after. Bye. Hello, I'm back. It's now 1 o'clock. I had my wisdom teeth removed at 10:30. It went fine, but I'm obviously very numb and I'm talking in a very, very strange way. I had to change my shirt because there was blood on the other one. They got a little bit of blood on it because the surgeon accidentally dropped one of the teeth on my t-shirt, but it was fine. It all went really well. I just feel really weird in the face. I'll come back when I can speak a bit more, and then you'll actually be able to understand what I'm saying. Hello, I'm back. It's about 6:30 and my anaesthesia is finally almost worn off. I had the appointment at 10:30. It's 6:30 now, so it's taken about 8 hours. I can still feel a little bit of numbness, but it's mostly gone so that I can actually eat now, which is great because I'm really, really hungry. I would love to have solid foods, but yeah, that's not going to be possible yet. They numbed the upper jaw, my left first, then upper on the right, then lower on the right, and then they removed the top 2 wisdom teeth. Then they came back and numbed the lower left. Then they took out the lower right. While they were doing stuff on the lower left, I could feel it just a little bit here. Like it wasn't necessarily painful, but I could feel it more than in the other areas, and so we stopped and they gave me 1 or 2 more injections, waited for a while, and then continued, and it was fine. So what that means is that yeah, this the 3/4 of my face here are kind of waking up again a little bit sooner than this lower quarter, which makes sense. So now that the numbness is almost all the way gone, I can finally eat something. I'm gonna have one of the protein shakes that I prepared, and maybe also something else. Pain-wise, I took some ibuprofen at 3 o'clock, not because it was sore, but actually because it occurred to me that ibuprofen helps with swelling, and you obviously want to reduce the swelling. So it's not really sore currently. About an hour and a half ago, I was feeling very slightly sicky, but I think that's probably because of the anaesthesia, and it made me remember that when I had the operation on my wrist, they actually gave me some medication for the stomach, I think, to help with that, and they didn't this time. But it's already gone away now, so I think it'll be fine. Cool. I'm gonna go eat then, and I'll be back for more updates. See you. Hello. It's about 12 o'clock now on Wednesday, which is day 2. I feel not too bad at all, actually. I managed to sleep quite a lot, which was really good and unexpected. I got a wedge pillow in preparation for all these procedures that I'm getting, because yeah, you're supposed to not lie down during recovery to keep your head above your heart and reduce the swelling. So I slept with a wedge pillow, and I actually slept on the couch in the living room because I was expecting to have a lot of difficulty sleeping, especially with like sleep apnea and stuff. I tend to struggle sleeping on my back. I didn't want to disturb my partner, but it actually wasn't too bad at all. I managed to sleep quite a lot during the night, and then when he woke up and needed to start doing home office in the living room, then I just moved into the bedroom and managed to sleep for quite a bit longer as well, which is great. I think I didn't sleep enough when I had the surgery on my wrist, so this is a good start. Feeling not too bad. I think I'm maybe a little bit swollen, but not too bad. Taking the ibuprofen that I was prescribed to help with the swelling. There's not really pain, like if I touch it, like it feels sensitive and stuff, but obviously I'm trying to avoid touching the sites, but it feels not too bad. I'm still icing. I'll do that until the end of the day, and then I think it doesn't help and you're supposed to switch to warm. I just brushed my teeth with a little 6 years and over Pokemon toothbrush. I usually use an electric toothbrush, but I just use a manual one so that I could be careful, just be super gentle. You're not supposed to spit, but that was really difficult. To be honest, I did spit a little bit just because, like, when you're not really able to drink that much, open your mouth and stuff like that, and with the wounds like sort of producing, like, you know, when wounds weep to try and heal, like it doesn't feel that great around the mouth. And after I brushed my teeth, there was so much toothpaste, so much foam, and it wasn't dripping out because it's like, it wasn't really liquid, it was foam. So I tried to like scoop it out with my hands and stuff like that. That wasn't really working. And then I just like spat a little bit just gently. But what I'm realising as well is that even when I swallow, I kind of suck what's around my mouth and then I swallow, which is interesting, especially since I've recently found out that I have this tongue tie, and that means that I don't swallow properly. But what can I do? That's the way I currently swallow. So I'm just trying to be really, really careful and to try and like not dislodge any blood clots and stuff like that. I am sometimes still tasting a little bit of blood, which I hope is not too concerning. Like, I'm not actively bleeding, but there's, you know, still a little bit of blood. So again, just being careful. Yesterday I had like a protein shake for dinner and some hummus, and I will go and have a protein shake now for lunch, and maybe I'll also break into a jar of baby food. But yeah, going well so far, not feeling too bad at all, so I'm happy. Hey, how's it going? Today is Thursday, which is day 3. I feel okay. The information sheet I got from the surgeon did say that the second or third day could be the worst for swelling. I'm not really that swollen. I'm a little bit swollen, but not that bad. I do feel like it's maybe a little bit more uncomfortable today. Like, I still wouldn't necessarily say it's sore necessarily, but I do feel more sensitive. I probably have like a bit more mobility and function in the jaws. Maybe that's why it feels more sensitive, because I'm moving it more, I'm not sure. But in general, I feel okay. I've been taking the ibuprofen 3 times a day, and I was thinking of today maybe going down to 2, but since it's, yeah, feels just a little bit worse today, I think I'll stick with the 3 today, and then maybe go down to 2 tomorrow. Tomorrow I have my checkup with the surgeon, and they'll see how everything is. I really hope I don't have any dry socket. It doesn't feel like I do, but I'm still tasting just a little bit of blood. That maybe is also because they put in like what he called these stripes or strips. So instead of giving me antibiotics on the bottom jaw, they put like, it looks like a thin slice of bandage, to be honest. And it's supposed to help prevent infections, so maybe because that's like an absorbent material, maybe that's still just carrying a bit of the blood and making it feel that way. I'm not sure, but yeah, my mouth generally doesn't feel very nice, just with not being able to swallow, spit or brush my teeth properly. It's not feeling that pleasant. But I'm doing my best. As I say, the pain isn't as bad as I thought it would be at all. It's not too bad at all. I slept quite well again. I mean, well, I never sleep well, but I didn't struggle to sleep that much again last night, which I'm surprised at, again, for sleeping on my back. My partner actually mentioned that maybe having the wisdom teeth removed is already creating more space for the airway, and that's why it's easier for me to breathe and to sleep at night, which could very well be the case. That would be very good if it's improving things already, but it's probably too soon to tell, so probably going to try not to come to any conclusions until at least a week after the surgery. The worst thing for me has been the liquid diet. honestly, like, I'm a big food person. I really like to eat. I don't really enjoy the food in Germany as it is anyway, but then also just having to eat liquids, it was already a struggle on day one. The baby food isn't as bad as I thought it would be actually. But yeah, not ideal. So after my checkup tomorrow, we'll see then when I can eat solid foods again. Yeah, and I'm still at my partner's just now, but I will go home later today after I've had something to eat, go and see my cat. And yeah, let's see what the surgeon says tomorrow. Hello, it's Friday, so day 4. I just came back from my checkup with the surgeon, but first I will update you on what happened yesterday after I spoke to you last. So yesterday then I went to have some lunch. What did I have? I think I had like a protein shake and soup, or protein soup and baby food or something like that. And then I was gonna leave my partner's and go home, but then I started to feel immediately after lunch like a little bit unwell. Not really sure how to describe it. Like, I just felt like it would be a good idea for me to lie down, you know what I mean? Like, just a little bit unstable. So I lay down and I slept for a few hours, and then I went home later in the evening after I had dinner, and I felt fine after having a lie down. I didn't take any special medicine or anything like that. And then, when I was eating yesterday, I think during lunch, I accidentally sucked on the top left while I was eating, so I was really worried then that maybe like I damaged like the blood clot or something. So I didn't feel anything coming out, but I definitely felt like the sucking, and I felt like a little bit paranoid after that, so I've been extra careful since then. Came home, slept on my own couch. Unfortunately, the noise from the extractor fan in my bathroom is unreasonably loud even when it's like off or resting, so that disturbed me a little bit, but apart from that, not too bad. So then went for my checkup with the surgeon this morning, and they got rid of like the little stripes thing from the bottom that they put in there. Instead of giving me tablet antibiotics, they took that out, and it was just like a little sting because obviously like with the blood and everything, it kind of sealed on there, so when he pulled it off, it was just a little bit painful, but it was okay. He told me though that everything looks to be healing fine so far. I told him about what happened up here and said that it feels like a little bit more sensitive, but maybe I'm just being paranoid. And he said the sensation kind of makes sense to him because he can see then that the coagula, I think is what he said, is missing from just this one. So that's basically like the thick saliva, gross mucousy stuff that forms and helps everything heal. He says it's missing from here, so that explains why it feels a little bit more sensitive. But he said that everything looks fine and then it should be okay, and he wants me to go back in next week to have the stitches on the bottom removed. They are dissolvable stitches, so I'd like asked why that was, and he said, yeah, you know, just with the eating and everything like that, and if they don't come out by themselves, sometimes they like the stitches expand and then it's harder for them to dissolve or something like that. I don't know. But he seemed to know what he was talking about. So that was a little bit unexpected. I thought today would be the last appointment for the wisdom teeth, but it's fine. And I think actually for me it gives me a little bit of peace of mind as well, especially with this one, just to know that I have an appointment to go in again so they can check on things and make sure that everything is all right. He told me that I can start brushing properly again and that I can brush the areas, and that after an hour, to give the bottom part a little bit chance to heal over again, after an hour I can start eating solid foods again. So that's really good, but I still feel like a little bit apprehensive about that because I'm sensitive up here and then there's still a little bit of blood down here, and I really don't want to get dry socket or anything. So I'm still a little bit nervous about doing that, and he said that eating and brushing won't get rid of the coagula, which I was a little bit confused about, but that's what he told me. So it's been an hour already, but as I say, there's still a little bit of blood, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer and then try and have my Subway that I got. I hope it's gonna be okay. Like I'm hoping that it's soft enough to not cause irritation. Like, as much as I want to eat solid foods again, I would rather like be careful and not damage the wounds and stuff like that. But yeah, let's see how that goes. And then today's Friday, and then next Friday I have my follow-up appointment for the stitches. Hey, how's it going? Today is Sunday, which is day 6 since having all of my wisdom teeth removed, and it's 2 days since I last saw the surgeon to get rid of these strips or stripes that had medication in them. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit upset / concerned. So after I saw the surgeon on Friday, he said wait an hour and then you can eat solid foods again. I waited like an hour and a half, be longer than I had my Subway. I was really careful and I tried to just chew in the front, but I still managed to get some food lodged on this side, so the bottom right. At first I wasn't really sure, so I just left it. And then it was in the evening, it was feeling irritated and I was like, okay, there's something in there. So I looked and there was food lodged in there, and this was after brushing as well. Brushing didn't help. So I had to manually kind of squeeze it out of the gum, which was a little bit gross, but I'm glad that I did it because there was a lot of food in there. There was a lot of stuff that came out. I'm pretty much sure I managed to get it all out, and then it felt a lot better. And then yesterday, again, I was eating like solid foods but softer and still trying to be really careful and stuff, and I could feel again that stuff was getting stuck in there despite my best efforts. So I went in again last night. I tried to do the same thing, squeeze it out and whatnot. This time it wasn't really happening. It wasn't really coming out like it was the first time, so I was getting a bit concerned and tried a bit more, and I eventually got a little bit out, but not that much. I was trying to take a closer look, taking all these pictures and stuff, and then I was like, is that actually just my jawbone? Because it's really deep. I can't see any blood clot on that side, and it's like, is this me getting dry socket? Am I getting dry socket? Because although I have 2 stitches on either side, it's like, you'll see in the pictures, it's like one way at the back and then one at the side. But where it comes into my second molar, there's still the gap there, and that's where the food's getting in, and it's super deep. So then I was like looking up dry socket stuff and whatnot, and last time I took the ibuprofen was last night. I took it twice a day, yesterday and Friday, and today I haven't taken it at all because I'm like weaning myself off because I don't really think it's that swollen. It feels again still sensitive on the bottom. The top is absolutely fine, and the bottom on both sides still feel a little bit sensitive, maybe a bit more on this side, but it's not pain as such. And apparently with dry socket, it's supposed to really hurt. Like the pain is supposed to subside in the days after surgery and then suddenly get worse. And I still wouldn't say that it's painful, so today I'm going to try and not take the ibuprofen because I'm wondering if maybe that's masking pain. I'm going to try not take it just to see how that goes. But yeah, it's Sunday, so the practice isn't open. I've got my appointment to go back and get the stitches removed on Friday, so that's quite a while. In the meantime, my partner's mum is a dentist, so they've been super kind, and I've sent them some pictures, and she said that it just looks like scar tissue, that it should be fine, and I should ask the surgeon when I see them about like mouthwashes and stuff like that. But I'm not sure that it is scar tissue because it's so deep. It's so deep, and there's no blood clot on that side, whereas the blood clot on this side is still clearly there, and I don't have any problems there. It's just on this side, so I'm feeling a little bit paranoid, to be honest. I'm probably going to go back to liquid and softer foods just because I really don't want it to get worse. I really don't want dry socket. It's so deep. It's going to be so hard to clean without, causing more irritation and stuff like that. And then tomorrow I'll maybe email the practice with a couple of the pictures that I took to see what they say. Because next week as well, like I already have 3 appointments that I have to take time out of work for, like 1 to get my stitches removed and 2 other ones for the other jaw surgery stuff that I'm going to need to have. So don't get me wrong, if they say on Monday, like, yeah, you need to come in, like, I'll go, but I really hope I don't have to. So yeah, I'm a little bit upset today about that and feeling super paranoid, and that way you convince yourself that you can feel it. So I'm going to just try and get on with my day and try not to irritate it, just try and be as nice to it as I possibly can. I'm brushing again with my electric toothbrush, but I'm just being really careful around the wound sites. The surgeon did say that I can brush normally again and brush also in these areas, but I just don't know how, like, I'm still not supposed to swallow or spit, yet I can, fully brush these areas. It just doesn't really make sense to me, so I'm just being really careful and brushing, like, around them. And yeah, let's see what happens in the next couple of days. Hey, so I've actually realised that I've got a lot of content already. I've been doing a lot of these updates, and so as per usual, this video is going to end up being super long, or this vlog is going to end up being super long, so I've decided to split it into 2 parts. I hope 2 parts is going to be enough. So let's see where we leave off on this one. The journey definitely still is not over, so If you are interested in seeing how this progresses, whether I do end up getting dry socket, I really hope I don't, then yeah, subscribe for part 2 and let me know in the comments like how your wisdom teeth removal experience was, if you've gone through that already, what similarities and differences there might be. Let's see how it goes. Bye!